I mean, you can wear it like that. That's the style. We'll leave it like that.
Oh, yeah, sure. That would be great. That would make a great shirt, really, for a modest Christian channel.
Oh, mercy. Yeah.
When you're only half converted.
It's alright. I'm by your side and I'll take good care of you.
One step closer, daughters of God.
Hey guys, welcome to One Step Closer. You will not hear anything on that video because we had some audio problems. However, I am here through an audio recorder. Today we'll be sewing that dress you see right there. And we have a special guest for this video. It is my sister Veronica. This pattern, Veronica actually was able to find it, and she found it where, Veronica?
It is alwaysautumn.com, and she makes like her dresses and different things.
The link is gonna be in the description down below.
I found it on Pinterest, so it was really cool.
Yeah, and we were able to print it out. So now we're about to put it together. It reminds me of my childhood times, because you know how we used to do, like, I don't know, when I was a child I used to do a lot of puzzles.
Puzzles,
So
yeah.
this is like grown-up puzzles.
Grown-up puzzles.
After trying so hard, Veronica and I finally got it.
Awesome.
Yeah, so we have the sleeves over here.
This is like the actual body of the shirt, I guess.
Yeah, or dress or whatever.
Just, yeah, like this is the top part of the bodice.
There you go. So now all you have to do is tape it all together and cut it all. As you're in quarantine at that moment, you may have some fabric you had left. Maybe give it a try. It could be a new project for you. Yeah, don't be afraid if this paper and the other paper don't line up together. What matters is that the lines line up together.
The lines, yeah.
Just like the water, it was not from the well. Oh, Jesus, like the water. I'm using a circular coater. I forgot what it's called. Anyways, I'm using this, okay?
It's a rotary cutter, actually.
That's what it's called. So what am I using, Veronica?
You're using a rotary cutter.
After you're done cutting, you measure it on the person and figure out where she wants the top part of the dress to end. And put a mark right there wherever she wants it. And then after that, just fold it to wherever she decided to have it at. So you can start cutting and doing this good stuff. What I did there is I folded the fabric in half, so that way when we cut it once, we'll have the complete part that we actually wanted. And it seemed like these patterns already had the space for sewing, so we didn't really add an extra space, an extra inch for sewing. Oh my. But it was just easier to just get the pattern and start cutting right on it without tracing, because tracing can take a long time. You should have the back side and the front side.
And 2 sleeves.
So you have a total of 4 parts. Then go ahead and get your other fabric and start tracing that one. If you want, you can put some clips at the bottom so that your fabric doesn't slide. We did need it to put those clips down because it was kind of sliding. However, you don't have to, depending on your lace fabric. This was a really soft one, and so that is why we did that. And this is how the dress will end up looking like if it all goes well. And then you continue doing the same thing for the rest of the parts.
You know what I realized, guys, is that it's best to have the lace part a little bit bigger than the inside part. It just helps a lot when sewing. It will give you more fabric to work with when you are folding the lace fabric. Alright, so now the next thing is we're gonna add the skirt part of the dress, and to do that you can get your own dress and ask your friend to hold it just like Veronica's holding it for me, and just go around it to measure it, and then there you go. After you measure your own dress, then you start measuring the same measurements on the fabric you'll be using. So if you have a better way to measure the skirt part of the dress, please let me know. But this is how we did it, and it took a long time and it was quite complicated, but it worked. I don't know about you, but I do like to try on the pieces that I am finishing as I go with the person that I'm doing the dress for, because that gives me a lot of confidence that we're going the right path. What you want to do now is measure the length, but remember don't measure it from your waist down. Remember to measure it from the finished, what do you call it, the bottom part of the dress. So at the end of that, just place it there. And how long do you want it, sis? The end of this or
no, all the way.
Okay, so
pretty much all the way, like is like until. Yeah, about there, yeah.
So after you get those measurements, you just start measuring the whole skirt, and same process as before. So if you want to make sure once you're done cutting everything, you can kind of put it on the person so you can see more of how it would look like, and you can get more of a virtual idea of how it's gonna end up looking like. You want to find the same color of thread as the fabric you're using for the dress. So right now, the first thing we're gonna work on is the neck areas from the back and the front. Because usually that's the challenging thing. So what we decided to do, because we don't have a serger, actually, this would be good if you don't have a serger, or what is the other thing called, sis?
The overcast presser foot.
Yeah, so if you don't have either one of those, then this would be the best thing you can do, so you can have a nice finish still. So pretty much we're using a zigzag stitch, and if you have the Singer Conference 7640 sewing machine, then you would have to be on the stitch number 6. So that's what we're doing, but to have a really nice finish, we're just folding it in, and then we are marking it with the clippers, and so that way we don't lose our mark and we can sew more easily and smoothly. As you sew, make sure you do the same thing as you do, so which is to go forward and then go back again, so the sewing stitch stays longer. Yay! So we are done with the neck part. This is the back part, and it looks clean by God's grace. And this is the inside. That's how it looks on the inside. You can see it gives it a nice finish doing it the way we're doing it for this video. And yeah, there you have it. The front neck area, which it goes like that, and same thing. And the inside of this is what it looks like, and yeah, but that's crazy worked out, and there you have it. Now we're gonna start connecting the shoulders together. That's it. Oh yeah, actually, for the shoulders, what you want to do is you can connect the back areas of the shoulders like so, and you want to cut this extra thread so it doesn't get in the way of your machine. So once you connect this together, you want to clip it exactly how you're gonna sew it. So this is how I'm gonna sew mine, therefore this is how I'm clipping it. This whole dress would be much easier if my serger was working, but we actually had to take it to get paired because I don't know why it was just not working correctly anymore. So if you had a serger, all you had to do is run through and then you would be pretty much done, but because we don't have a serger, we have to fold it nicely because we still want to have a nice end in the inside of the dress. So there you have it. This would be it. And we do the same thing on the other side. Alright, so what are we done doing, Selena? I mean
Oh, now I see.
Alright, so what are we done doing, Ronnie?
We are done with the neck part as well as the top of the sleeves here. The top of the shoulders. Yeah, there it is.
Nice. Yeah, so now that we're done with this, the next thing we're gonna do is work on the sleeves. So the thing is, because we want to have a nice finish also at the end of the sleeve, we want to do that first before we start working on it so it can be sewed in here. So we're gonna try to work on that nice edge, and then the next thing we're gonna do after that is put it on, and that way it gives us time and space to be able to fix the ends of the sleeves with as we sew this. So hopefully everything goes well, but that's what we're about to do. We're about to do a nice finish just like that, but for the ends of the sleeve. Yeah, so right now we're done. This is the sleeve, this is the bottom part of the sleeve, and what we're about to do is we're about to sew the sides of the sleeve. Once you already sew this part of the sleeve, you can start sewing this. Yay, and we got one sleeve done. So now we're sewing the sleeve on the top of the dress. To have a clean finish, feel free to cut the edges out. And this is without a serger, so it's a little more challenging, but it's possible. Definitely possible. Now, better sew right here to close it off. So that's what it looks like, and then we're gonna have to do the same process over here on this side.
So half full.
And we're gonna try it on my sister. Here you go. Now that we are done with the top part of the dress, we will focus on the skirt part of the dress. So now we're gonna get started with the skirt part of the dress. And so what I did is I measured this on her, and now after measuring everything, then what you want to do is, yeah, I clipped it together. But to actually gather the fabric, this is a good method to do. So just pretty much get a needle and just, you don't have to do this perfectly. There's no need for you to do it perfectly. Just do that, because what you're gonna do is you're just gonna use this to gather the fabric. It doesn't even have to be actually the same color of your fabric, but just in case if you want to sew on it, I'm using the same color of the fabric. So what you do once you're done gathering the skirt is you let the person try the top on, and if you can hold in the middle, right there with your 2 hands on the skirt.
Wait, what?
So on this side, over here where my fingers, over here.
Okay.
Hold it up, and then the arm right here. Okay. Now, what you need to measure is not necessarily her waist right now. For her, when you measure her actual waist is gonna be with the elastic. Right now, what you're measuring is just that the fabric aligns with this. So I'm gonna go around. If you can turn this more. Okay. So as you can see, we need to just make sure this is aligned with the fabric. And what we're gonna do is sew the fabric with this, and then we're gonna add the elastic on it, so that way it's stuck. It can be really well fitted on her. Alrighty, yay! So we're done with the top part of the dress, and now that we're done with the side of the dress and the whole skirt part is put together, now what we have to do is connect the waist of the dress with the waist of the top part of the dress. Your side of the dress goes along with the side of the top of the dress, so it has a better finish. Okay, so now you make sure you turn it around and double check that everything seems okay.
We got the 1/4 inch width elastic, and it's really small and narrow, so we're gonna use that around the waist.
That's right. Okay, so now that we did the waist, it's already sewn. She can try it on, and you can look at details. Okay, so let me show you what happened over here. As I was sewing, I forgot to gather this, so make sure that as you're sewing all around, that you have the 4 fabrics together, the 2 from the top and the 2 from the skirt. However, now you have another chance with the elastic to still sew it in, because the elastic still has to be put in, and which is really, really good and great. So we still have a chance to be able to recover that, so just in case that happens to you, then that's what you can do. And yeah, what do you think about it? Like, do you feel good? Can you raise your arms?
Yeah, no, this is really comfy.
Awesome.
Yes, it's great.
Awesome. So this is it's interesting to work with elastic fabric because it makes it a little bit more challenging to sew, but yes, using zigzag stitches has been amazing. So we will continue on with the elastic.
All right.
For the elastic part, you don't want to measure the same exact measurement as the actual dress waist. You want to measure her waist. So you gather the elastic and ask the person how tight she wants it on her waist. Is that good? That's okay, Rona?
That's good.
What you do is you cut that, and once you cut it, just to double check that this is exactly what you wanted. Is it good?
Yep.
Okay.
Awesome.
and then what you do is you sew this together before you place it on the dress. And now you can take your dress off.
All right.
So what you want to do is pin on both of the corners. So what you want to do for this one is actually use a normal stitch, so not a zigzag stitch, but just a normal one. And make sure that as you go, you have to stretch it out. Just make sure to pull the elastic as you sew. Earlier I told you that there was a space in the back that was not attached yet. So what you want to do now is, now that you have your marks, I put a mark with the chalk where that was at. Now you want to make sure that you actually grab it this time. So look underneath where that fabric was at. I found it. You want to make sure they're well attached. Make sure you got it. If possible, try to avoid this, but this is what you would do. Yay, we did it! That's the dress. We're done!
Done.
Wait, we're tired. Okay. And that is the dress. Alrighty, we are done, Veronica. Yay! Alright, see you next time. Bye. If you're not yet part of the One Step Closer family, I invite you to join us. Just subscribe down below and click on the notification bell so you can be notified every time we upload a video. Blessings.